Well, we all know how important a healthy diet is for optimal physical and mental health. In fact, a recent Australian study of young adults found that just 3 weeks of eating a healthier diet had a significant antidepressant effect. Psychiatrist Dr. Joshua Weiner joins us today to talk more about this link between diet and mental health. Dr. Weiner, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
So fill us in a little bit more on this study that looked at the relationship between diet and mental health.
So there have been many studies that have looked at this, and they all pretty much show that diet does make a difference. What was interesting about this study is that it was taking young people, 17 to 35 years of age, and what they found is just having a consultation with a nutritionist and having a Mediterranean-style diet for people with mild to moderate depression. Within 3 weeks, their depression scores went down by roughly 20%, wow, which is pretty significant. So this is just what I find interesting about this study is just how quickly people showed a response and just how robust this is. And it's more data to feed this idea, no pun intended, that diet makes a difference in how people feel.
Now, you've said that that inflammation is key when you're looking at a healthy brain. Explain that.
Okay, so there is more and more data coming out over the years showing that a significant contributing factor to depression and also to some degree anxiety that people experience is due to inflammation. Body inflammation. It might not show up as like red skin or a bump, but you have inflammation going on in your brain and your body. And one of the key sources of inflammation is having a poor diet. In particular, sugar. Sugar is absolutely pro-inflammatory. It creates inflammation. So you want to have a low sugar diet. Anything that is decreasing inflammation is going to improve how you feel physically as well as emotionally.
So are there any other mechanisms at play when you're looking at diet and its connection to mental health?
Well, so one other thing is that we know that sugar can impact the development of something called brain-derived neurotropic factors, which is another brain chemical that is involved in feeling good. It also, the way you eat impacts your gut microbiome. There's a lot out there now talking about the importance of gut health for mental health. And one of the main things that happens is that if you have an unhealthy gut and you don't have a good microbiome, you don't have good balance, is you can get something called leaky gut syndrome, where you actually get food particles, sounds gross.
Sounds rough, right?
Food particles or stool material sort of in microscopic amounts leaking into your bloodstream, causing this inflammation. Wow. So again, it all boils down to having a healthy diet so you have a healthy gut, decreasing inflammation.
So what's the advice then? What do you what tips do you give people for improving their diet from a psychiatric perspective?
Well, you know, I say, look, it's hard to change everything quickly. I think that you want to start with small things, right? One of the keys here is they found that drinking soda, sugar soda, and even, believe it or not, diet soda is even worse. 50% increase in the rates of depression in people who are drinking 4 or more sodas a day.
Wow, yeah.
And fruit juice is even worse than soda because it's so sugary.
Yeah.
So what I tell people is just cut that crap out. Drink water. Start with that. And then I think do a little research on the Mediterranean diet. Start implementing more fruits and vegetables. It's all basic stuff. I mean, I don't think this is rocket science, what I'm saying, but I do think that if people start implementing some of this stuff, they will, over time, start noticing a real difference in how they feel.
Okay. So great. How do you feel about flavored water?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good.
That.
That's what I drink that too.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Dr. Weiner, thanks so much.
All right, my pleasure.